let's jump in and let's talk about copywriting to affluent clients. First of all, it's different. So what makes writing to affluent markets, because my opinion is when you're actually out online and you're buying copywriting courses, most of those are teaching you mass marketing strategies, correct?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely, they are. And we have to shift, what we're doing in order to really speak to those affluent audiences. And it is different. And
okay, so tell everyone what's different about it. What makes it so different?
Well, the first thing that kind of jumps to my mind is that it's not salesy. Okay, you need to have the strong calls to action and so forth, and stick to copywriting best practices. But you have to adapt it to where with a mass audience, a lot of times this is push kind of marketing, right? By now, and you can have some. I mean, you want the urgency there, but it really has to be more subtle and more. You can't just get in the face of an affluent client and expect them to jump, right? They're not like a big bass that's going to bite the
right.
The lure. You want to really just romance them into it.
I love that. It's so true. And that's, by the way, it's the same as when you're selling to affluent clients, right? You cannot just, they don't care if you have an expire now bonus. They're like, look, I don't care about that. I'm going to buy when it's right for me. So I love that. So that's one of the ways that it's majorly different. What's another way that it's super different?
Well, another way is that you have to remember that most of these people are really they value their time. That is what is super, with a lot of people, it's like they're always worried about money. Affluent people are really worried about time. So you want to keep the copy short and sweet and to the point. And related to that is that, sometimes it's tempting, especially if you're not affluent yourself, to think that you have to be all big words and so forth to be impressive. Well, you really don't. It needs to be conversational, just like with anybody else. They're looking for a relationship. You want to be articulate, but you also want to be it needs to be easily digestible, right? So as though you're speaking. And one way that is easy to do, that makes it a little easier if you're writing your own copy to do this, is to, rather than trying to write it all out, when people do that, they tend to get back into their academic writing, which sounds kind of stilted. You can actually speak what you're saying, whether it's a blog or sales letter, and record it, and then use that recording to pull your copy and write from that.